guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are here to plan out the week of the 15th through the 21st in my Planning to Prosper digital life planner. We're going to be using the sticker kit February Florals today. I've been very excited to use the sticker kit. I do have my Etsy shop where you can find the digital planner as well as the sticker kit linked down below for you guys in the description box, so definitely check that out if you are interested. So a few days ago on Instagram, I mentioned that I was going to tell a story all about my husband and I's honeymoon. So we went to Cancun, Mexico for our honeymoon. We were married on February 16th, 2013. So we are celebrating 8 years for our wedding anniversary this upcoming Tuesday. So how appropriate to tell a story about our honeymoon. So we were very generously gifted a vacation to Cancun, Mexico from Andrew's Uncle Tom and Aunt Heidi. So yeah, so that is where we went. I believe we were there for about a week and we had a great time while we were there. So this story is really funny to tell, but honestly, it was pretty traumatic, I would say, at the time. But anyways, so we did a lot of fun things while we were there. The first few days were perfect. We laid on the beach, we went snorkeling, we went and explored all of the ruins there. There's so much history and stories and things like that and culture there. It was just totally fascinating, and the sights of the ruins were just completely breathtaking. And I will insert some pictures at the very end of this video so you guys can check it all out and stuff like that. I think that'll be fun to include some pictures. So yeah, about 3 or 4 days in, I want to say, we went to dinner. We had so many amazing meals while we were there. There were tons of restaurants. We stayed at a resort, and I cannot for the life of me remember what the resort name was now, but it was a really nice resort and they had a ton of stuff to do there. Lots of excursions you could sign up for. They had a spa. They had arts and crafts. My husband and I created pottery while we were there. We did all sorts of fun things. And they had tons of restaurants right on site that we could go to, and that was really great. So we enjoyed some really awesome meals, and then my husband ordered a pork dish on the 4th day or 3rd day that we were there, and come to find out a lot of people told us, and I don't know how legit this is at all, but a lot of people after the fact told us, oh yeah, you shouldn't ever get pork when you're in Mexico. And I was like, well, that would have been nice to know beforehand, but he got, violent food poisoning. It was awful. He was up all night, and I want to say it lasted for about 2 days, and he just was not feeling good at all. So I felt awful for him. That was not fun. But right when all of that started happening, I started getting this really uncomfortable pain in my tailbone. And I was like, what is that? And then one day we were in the hot tub and I was just kind of what is this? I started feeling around in my tailbone area because it was just hurting so bad. And I felt this huge lump on my tailbone, and I was like, what the heck is that? It was under my skin, everything like that. It was literally a golf ball size lump on my tailbone, and I had no idea what it was whatsoever, but it started to hurt really bad, and I started to get chills and a fever and all this stuff. So we called the doctor that was on site, and he examined it and stuff like that, and he's like, oh, you have hemorrhoids. And I had no idea what hemorrhoids even were at this time. This is granted before I started having kids and got to know my body much better and all the things that happen, with all of that. But anyways, so I had no idea what hemorrhoids were, and I Googled it, and I was like, that doesn't sound like what I have. That doesn't sound right to me. But he gave me a shot directly in my tailbone of some sort of steroid thing. I don't even know. You guys, this is I can't make this stuff up. It was, it was so crazy. So I get this random shot. I have no idea what it is. I don't know what this doctor's credentials are or anything like that. It's just, he came up and I was so desperate to get some relief that I was like, yes, just whatever you got to do so that I can enjoy the rest of my time here. Let's go ahead and do it. And so he gives me this steroid shot, and lo and behold, I felt way better for a day. I was feeling great. We went and got a massage, And I was like, okay, like maybe like this is it. Like I'll feel better and we'll be fine and everything. So for about a day, we got to enjoy ourselves. We went on a Jeep excursion, got to go see more ruins. Yeah, got a really good, like the best massage I've ever had. And we went to dinner. By this time, Andrew was feeling better. So we're like, okay, we're back on track with the trip and like everything's fine. Couple little hiccups, that's fine. And the next day, I felt infinitely worse. And this was the day that we were actually getting ready to go. So I was like, okay, we're going home today. We have to travel. Like, that's fine. The doctor was not available early enough to give me another shot of the magic potion that he put into my tailbone. And so I was like, okay, I can do this. Like, this is not a problem. We're going home today. It'll be fine. And yeah, it wasn't. So we get to the airport. I am starting to get really sick, like nauseous sick. And I end up curled in the bathroom as we're waiting to board our plane, just, vomiting in the toilet, just not doing good. And I had an awful fever. My husband said that I looked like a ghost. I was very pale and my tailbone was throbbing at this point. It was so painful. And then of course I have to sit on a plane for X amount of hours. I think it was maybe a 3 or 4 hour flight, if I can remember correctly. I might totally have that wrong, I don't know. But it felt like forever that I was on this plane. And so we land finally in Arizona. We get home and my mom comes to pick me up. To pick us up, and Andrew's like, we have to get her to a hospital because by this time I'm in a wheelchair. I can't even sit upright and I am just in excruciating pain. And so my mom immediately takes us to an emergency room. They do an examination. They discover that I have a cyst on my tailbone. It is a cyst that forms, and I don't remember what the name of it is now. It started with a P. Is it polycystic? Hang on. Polycyst? Polycystic? Yeah, polycystic cyst. Yeah. Located near the tailbone at the top of the cleft of the buttocks. That is what it is, and so it occurs when hair punctures the skin and then becomes embedded. So this had been happening for quite some time, and I'm in the emergency room, and they bring over a bunch of doctors because this thing is huge, excruciatingly painful, and they decide we have to drain it because it's infected, and that's why I had fevers and all this kind of stuff, or a fever and all that stuff, and so my husband's kind of squeamish and they come over and I kid you not, I screamed. They took whatever instrument they used, I don't know if it was a scalpel or what, but they just cut it right on open to drain it. My husband said it was the most disgusting thing he's ever seen. All of this, sorry, like, I hope you're not eating when you're listening to this, but all this pus comes out, like, it's just bad. And I screamed the F word, you guys. I screamed, like the whole hospital must have heard me. And the very next day, I get surgery to get this cyst removed from my tailbone. And that's how my husband and I started our marriage. Like, my cyst was removed. I had to go to a follow-up doctor for a while to get this, like, metal put on it to, like, burn it and make sure it wouldn't come back. And he had to, there's, like, a hole now, right, at the very top of my butt. Oh, my God. And Andrew has to, like, pack it with gauze, and, like, that's how we, like, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, right? Like, we were immediately tested. I can't even make this up, you guys. Oh, I'm, like, tearing up over here because it's just, it was traumatic at the time. It was traumatic, and I would never want to relive it, and I would never wish that on anybody, not even my worst enemy. But, like, oh my gosh, it was just insane. So it took a while to heal and everything, and I haven't, thank God, had any issues since. But make sure you are, you know, making sure, like, I have long hair and I shed constantly, and I didn't even think about hair pulling up at the very top of my butt. Like, this is just this is such an embarrassing story, but whatever. Like, I said I would tell it. So anyways, long story short now, we ended up going to Harry Potter World, I think like a year or two later, to kind of make up for our honeymoon because it was pretty botched. Like, we did have some fun times there, but it was pretty crazy. So we went to Harry Potter World. We had a great time. I had lots of butterbeer. We went on all the rides, and we definitely made up for that. So that was like our second honeymoon. But anyways, that's my story. I'll share some pictures of our honeymoon now. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to catch all my future videos, and I will chat with y'all later. Bye.